Hello, I'm Stan Smith. Welcome to Is Not, Is To Art Studio. This is the rough sketch of a rough idea I have in my head of a flying wooden ship with the use of a hot air balloon. Now I know this is nothing new, and actually they were quite common in certain timelines during the Victorian era. I briefly considered a steam locomotive in place of the ship, but you would need a hot air balloon the size of Bakersfield just to get it off the ground. But I digress. Let's get going. First I draw it to scale, and then I cut this up for templates. Is it just me, or does that scissor work look dangerous? I usually don't work this fast, but I guess I just wanted to get this project going. Next, I transfer my template outlines onto the metal and start cutting using my jigsaw with a fine-tooth blade. 27 teeth per inch works good for this thickness of metal, which is 16 gauge, or approximately 1/16 inch thick. 18 gauge would work good too and be a little bit lighter, but I don't have any. But even with 16 gauge, this piece won't be very heavy. I'll put the size and weight in the description if you're interested. I don't want to go overboard with a lot of detail, but I definitely want some. So here I'm engraving the boards of the wooden ship. Yes, I should have had my safety shield on, with the grinder so close to my face. Okay, here's where I really get down. No, literally, I get down on the floor and use my poor man's version of a sandbag and my Garland 4-pound rawhide mallet, which works great on shaping the 16 gauge without putting any sharp dents and dings in the metal. I decided we needed more cells, so I updated the sketch and also added some flags. I don't want to bore you with nerdy sailing boat talk, but as you look at this sculpture, it's sailing away from you. You're looking at the back of the sails. Typically, pictures of sailing ships will show them coming towards you. For example, this piece I did a couple of years ago of the Jolly Roger. Notice it's coming towards you. You're looking at the front of the sails. You don't see the mast. Fast forward a little bit and you can see how she's starting to come together. I'm working on the rudder now. Not your typical rudder, but this is not your typical ship. I've transferred the pattern onto a piece of scrap. That dimpled hole is where I practice making an eye for my dragon sculpture. There'll be a link to it at the end of this video. Here I'm using my forming fixture and ball peen hammer to give the rudder some shape. This will help it steer in strong winds. I bought me a set of step drills. These work great for drilling large holes in thin metal. Just what I needed for all these portholes. Okay, let's slow down for a minute. The fabrication is done, but I'd like to show you some stuff before we start the faux copper patina. In order to do what I want with the patina, I made this so it will come apart. The sails and the banner and the anchor all come off. I welded some 1032 threaded studs to the back, so just by removing some nuts the whole thing will come apart. This helped in sanding and the patina as well as the clear coat. I know what you may be thinking. Again with the rust patina? Well, it's still pretty new to me and I'm having fun experimenting with it. I'm going to try two-toning today, so you can see I have masked off some areas, and now I will build up the color on just some of it at first. I'll put the rusty solution recipe in the description. I will tell you the main trick to getting the coppery look is to not let the solution sit very long, 10 to 20 seconds. and then wipe it off until it's good and dry, and keep repeating this till you get the look you want. So it's about time to remove the tape and see what we got. I was surprised at how well the tape remained in place, with good sharp edges. 3M Scotch Blue. Not cheap, but good. Now I proceed with spraying and drying several more times. I'm happy to say it worked pretty well. As the light got dark, the dark part got even darker. I was afraid it would just all wash out into one color. I have brought in my color expert. She is on my staff full-time, available 24/7 for times just like this. I wasn't sure if I should leave well enough alone or make it a little darker. After consulting, we decided make it a little darker. I sprayed it a few more times, and then I got started on the sails and the balloon banner and the anchor. The anchor and the banner I did not wipe off, just to see if I could give them a different look. One final process and we are done. I'm using Rust-Oleum clear gloss, and then I'll let it dry overnight and a light buffing and then a final coat. And here we are, ready to hang one metal flying steampunk airship. I'm going a completely different direction with my next project, so I hope you'll come back and see me. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. This will notify you when the next video comes out.